El interés del SMI es de poder tener una relación más estrecha con la IMGM, porque queremos saber el tipo de intercambio que podemos hacer. Creo que es un potencial grande el intercambio tecnológico que podemos tener entre la IMGM y el SMI. Hay muchos trabajos técnicos que se producen, por ejemplo, en las universidades de México y que miembros de la IMGM también los hacen, que se podrían intercambiar como experiencias hacia nosotros y viceversa, que también nosotros podamos hacerlo. También es importante para nosotros el poder tener contacto y saber de las experiencias que los mineros en México tienen y poder hacer también lo propio aquí. Cuáles han sido nuestras fallas y cuáles han sido nuestros éxitos, y de ahí poder aprender, intercambiar estudiantes. Hay todo un proceso que podríamos realizar para fortalecer esa relación. Y lo que podríamos hacer es que la IMGM vea la manera de que sus miembros puedan tener acceso. El acceso a esta base de datos, que es una base de datos muy interesante, es gigante, pues no es muy costosa y podríamos ver la forma en que se podría negociar. Sin embargo, también es bueno porque allí la IMGM podría publicar sus reuniones, sus conferencias, se pueden ingresar trabajos técnicos de las diferentes secciones. O sea, hay muchas maneras de que podamos intercambiar y la base de datos OneMine es la principal y la mejor.
The Society for Mining, Metallurgy, and Exploration is arguably the largest mining professional group in the world now. Started out as the Society of Mining Engineers back in 1871. The original name was the American Institute of Mining Engineers, and that evolved over time, and in 1957 we split off the Society of Mining Engineers. Then later that became Society for Mining, Metallurgy, and Exploration, because most of our members are mining professionals, geologists, attorneys, other scientists that work in the mining profession. So we serve those members, and we feel like we're the bridge between academics, industry, and government, because we have members in all sectors. Well, the mining industry is truly international, and we want to be the go-to organization to provide the technical resources for the mining industry, because we have Peruvian companies, we have Mexican companies, we have South American companies that operate in the United States, just like we have U.S. companies operating in South America and all over the world. So we want to be that resource for the mining industry. We're expecting and planning for a large group this year. We're hoping for over 6,000 attendees and 900 to 1,000 exhibitors, and hundreds of technical presentations at that meeting. And we want to extend an invitation to our friends in Mexico to attend this meeting. We have an international reception every year for our international members who travel to the U.S. for these conferences.
SME as an organization has a student chapter in the Cajamarca University down in Mexico. These students are engaged in many of the activities that we have for students, both in the U.S. and outside of the United States. And in fact, SME has more student chapters outside of the U.S. than we do inside of the U.S., with Peru and other parts of the world with our student chapters. Students have a great opportunity with their involvement in the society to understand more of what goes on in the mining industry. We provide them with technical information and articles to expand their knowledge. They also have an opportunity to interact with other professionals in the industry. The industry is certainly distressed with the drop in commodity prices, and this is one of the few times where we've seen commodity prices, whether it be coal or hard rock or industrial minerals and other areas. Most commodities have all been hurt in this down cycle right now. But we enjoyed 10 years of good pricing for a long time, and it is a cyclical business, and we as an organization have to be prepared to weather the storms. SME's done well financially over the last few years, and so we're prepared to handle a little downturn in the industry. I'm sure that many of the students coming to our annual meeting will find an opportunity and be exposed to companies that are looking for help. So that part is something that they should be aware of. Most companies, and this is certainly prior maybe to the downturn, certainly offer internships, and they try to recruit students to come and work those internships, and hopefully it leads to them taking a full-time job often with these companies. I don't know that we'll have as many of those this year because I think there is some slowing of hiring, and certainly I know of many folks that have taken the opportunity to retire in the last year or so. So there may not be as many, but it's a great opportunity to come in and learn what's going on in the industry as far as for students at least, as far as understanding who's hiring and where opportunities still exist for them.
I'm director of the Lowell Institute for Mineral Resources at the University of Arizona, and we are all-encompassing about the issues that the mining industry globally deals with. So fundamental geosciences, engineering and technology, social issues, working with communities, environmental stewardship, legal and policy issues, business issues. So anything that a mining company would deal with and manage. We provide the human capacity in terms of students and education and the research support. And we also do a lot of community engagement as well. We try and be good spokespeople for what the mining industry is all about and understand all sides of the issues and help communities particularly better understand mining. I like to talk in terms of compatible mining and not sustainable mining. And the reason for that is that sustainability has a long history of research and understanding in terms of it's not about growth, it's about redistribution of wealth. And the mining industry is very much about growing the pie bigger. So helping people move up in their standard of living, providing economic development opportunities. And so talking about compatible mining, I think is truer to what we do in the mining industry today, because it's about helping that mining project understand what the community wants and needs, what its values are, and how it can fit and be compatible with that. And I'll tell you that we came up with this term compatible mining from our colleagues at San Luis Potosí, because they said, no, don't talk about sustainability and don't talk about responsible mining, because those terms have negative backgrounds, and talk about compatible mining. And we haven't been doing a very good job of communicating to the public what I call the new face of mining. And that new face is the engagement, the transparency, working with communities. And it's the physical new face, right? We've got lots of young people coming into the industry. The industry projects a new face to communities. And so what we're really talking about is a big culture change for the industry, and trying to get the public to understand that this culture change has taken place.